Hello and welcome, beautiful sacred souls. My name is Dean, and I have been guided to come on with a message today, as I am at times. It is Saturday. Is it the 14th? Yes, it is the 14th of September. We have a full moon that is coming September 17th and 18th, which promises to be a really big change. It is a Pisces full moon, so that is always about the ethers anyway. But Spirit has asked me to come on here today, and I did a channeling a while ago actually, and Spirit has asked me to bring this forth. I talked about it a little bit, but I have not posted this particular channeling that I have done. They asked me to hold on to it for a while, and I did just that because that's what I was guided to do. So I guess some energies had to change and things had to come forward for those of you that are ready to be able to receive this energy. So I'm going to read it, and then there may be things that Spirit brings forward that they want me to speak about as well. Okay, so if not, it will be a really short recording. First of all, they said, you are an ambassador of truth, which they've told me before. So that wasn't really anything new to me. It was more of a confirmation or an affirmation. And then they said, dear one, you have always known that you are destined to be a part of something life-changing. We have watched you, waiting for the signs that will direct you to that place. Although the place is an important part of the journey because each place holds a certain energy or frequency, you are discovering that the space you occupy is what will move you or hold you. That space is dependent upon you and your belief of the effectiveness that you allow others' energy to hold over you. It is not for the world to make space for you, but for you to make space for the world. This may be a difficult concept to embrace as you have been practicing the act of letting go. We are now bringing to you the concept of allowing without being affected. This is the final stage before your achievement. To know who you are and to be able to remain in your own vibration regardless of what others may be feeling. This is mastery of the mind. You are very close, and soon you will realize the impact of this ability. This ability is God or source energy embodied in the human form that is mastered by the union of the dark and light, feminine and masculine, body and soul. This is when you embody the understanding that all things are connected and that the acceptance through observation and neutrality is to, they said, we do not have the words in your language to express the greatness, the wholeness, the completeness of this experiment called life that you have been working to become. So we will call it embodiment. My dear sweet one, you are a part of something far greater than you realize. This experiment is to allow you to experience the physical and emotional body while still maintaining the absence of judgment. You have been working for lifetimes to achieve this mastery of understanding, of compassion. You have managed to develop this trait while still remaining in connection with your higher aspect. This has been a feat, and for you to feel fatigue is understandable. The sadness is the release and the knowing of what is to come without knowing what is to come. We are the council, and for now, this is enough to absorb. We will return to you as we are needed to release more information as clarity returns to you. Remember that you are here to make space for the world, and only you have the power to create this in your life. So this was a very profound channeling that they brought to me quite some time ago, and they asked me to hold off on bringing it forward until some other things were brought into development. And there's a few phrases in here. Of course, I haven't read this. I just came back to it now. They just said to me, okay, it's time for you to go back and do that and to release that channeling. So just as I was reading it now, a few things that I realize that has happened. And it says this experiment is to allow you to experience the physical and emotional body while still maintaining the absence of judgment. And our body, our ego, is what is taught us, our mind, is what we are taught judgment in. We do not come into this world with judgment. We come into this world just vulnerable, completely vulnerable. We are just a little piece of clay that wherever we land begins to mold us. So whatever we are told are the beliefs that we are taking on. And this is what's coming forward with this is I did a channeling yesterday that spoke about divide and conquer, and I had a conversation this morning as well with my husband as we sometimes do, and how they brought me the different aspects of divide and conquer. Now they're telling me I'm not allowed to share all of that at this time, but this is a really huge thing for us to realize, is how we have been separated with a deep purpose in order for us not to be able to see the whole purpose or the whole as a whole, because we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle, because they are scattered all over the world, and we are forced to be divided so that those cannot all come together. Because when they all come together, when everybody becomes as one, and there is trust amongst that, that is when we will have that realization, and we will have all of those pieces. And as well, when we are trustworthy, when we are able to embody our soul along with our humanness. And that's what they're talking about here when they said the physical and emotional body while still maintaining the absence of judgment. So judgment is when, we put our beliefs into something that's right or that's wrong. And when we are able to be in this form and be able to look at the world through simply eyes of love, discernment, and not judge whether something is right or wrong or good or bad or, whatever it is, when we are not judging that, when we are simply able to observe it and able to just send love to whatever situation it is, to be able to support that for the highest and greatest good for all within the universe, that is when we will be able to receive that knowledge. And until the time when we are able to view things in a way that is compassionate, kind, through truth and belief that we are limitless, we will always be seeking. They're bringing me to some different concepts that I'm just going to speak about. I'm not going to speak about them very long because I don't want to bring too much in that we are not able then to really understand what they really are talking about. and they're just almost making my mind go blank here. So we'll see what they want me to. Okay. So what they're bringing me to is the different beliefs and the total opposites of the beliefs. Now, there are some beliefs in some cultures that, you know, the belief in dark and light is simply balance, yin yang, masculine, feminine, that kind of thing. And then in other beliefs, it is seen as, you know, good and evil, and, you know, the dark and the light and that kind of thing, and that opposition that plays off of one another. And they're wanting to bring that to the forefront, to show the opposition and the conflict that exists. And of course there is going to be a difference, and there is in our humanness especially, and even within the universe, there are things that happen that of course we would rather experience than other things that we do not want to experience. But we retrieve as much, if not more, information out of things that happen to us that we do not want to experience than the things that we do. But if we have a belief system that the things that we're experiencing that we don't want to experience are bad and negative, we do not draw anything useful out of that experience. And this is what they are talking about, embodying the wholeness, the completeness of the experiment called life that you have been working to become. Okay? And it says, understanding that all things are connected and that the acceptance through observation and neutrality is to, and they said they'll call it embodiment. But what it is the wholeness, the greatness, the completeness of the experiment called life that you have been working to become. So we are working to become whole within this life experience, is what they're saying. To be able to manifest in our life and create within our life the way that we wish to live. And when we look back at history, there were times of power, of powerful cultures that were destroyed or destroyed themselves because of the misuse of power. And this is the experiment that we have been in, and how we are learning how to use power. And we have been through this on this planet many, many times, the misuse of power. We are in it. I mean, it's a constant turn of the wheel here. Okay? And this is what we are learning, is how to maintain a sense of power and creation without the misuse of that power, without the misuse to push that power onto other people, or to become so full of ourselves with our own power that our ego takes over and we end up destroying ourselves and others around us. And the biggest thing is destroying others around us, because we're here on our own journey, and to be able to focus on our own journey, if we destroy ourselves, we destroy ourselves, you know. That's something that we're doing to ourselves. Of course, it's probably going to hurt other ones around us, loved ones and whatnot. But when we are so powerful that we destroy, or that we think we are better than others, and that we push that manifestation onto others, that this is the best way and this is what you need to do, which is what has been happening in society. You know, the white picket fence with however many children, the marriage, the whatever it is, right? Those are the ideals of other people that were in power that pushed that onto society. That said, this is the way that you are to live. This is the picturesque, this is the perfect life for you. This is the perfect life for you. Okay, and spirit is also bringing to me at this time that was something that wanted to be lived as well. That life of having a family, creating a family, and having that type of building blocks to work off of, and to see if that coming into a life of where that is something that we would be doing, if that would literally bring us happiness as a soul. And for some people, some were within their humanness happy with that, but there were others that were not. And this is part of the experience, the experiment that they're talking about, is that each soul, as they are created in this, or embodied within this humanness, and we're not totally embodied until we understand what they said, this wholeness and whatnot. But when we come in, we incarnate in this body and grow into this body. We all have wishes and dreams of what it is that we wish to accomplish. And one of the issues that have come in is that the old belief system has been carried through, and it has not been allowed to release and to be let go of, so that new visions of dreams and of the things that people that are coming in now, that are coming in and manifesting here on this earth, wish to have. And so there is an opposition that is met. Rather than allowing that to flow away, they are fighting to hold on to it. And we're not meant to hold on to everything. We are meant to allow it to flow through, to break into a new way. Because this is an experiment of being able to live within many, many aspects of yourself and aspects of life, in order to bring in the wisdom and the knowledge from each lifetime that you will learn, so that you understand and have the realization, because you are becoming a master of each lifetime. And as you receive the realization and the wisdom that is brought forth within that lifetime, that is when you will ascend, so to speak. And this is because we use ascend because it's a term that we understand here. But what it is bringing parts of yourself into a wholeness, into an acceptance, a compassion that you understand, because within that subconscious you understand what has been lived. You understand the trials of those lifetimes. You understand the joys of those lifetimes. You understand the love. You understand the suffering. You understand the pain. You understand the joy. You understand all of these things that have come from these lifetimes. Different lifetimes. Okay? Lifetimes that are very different than what we're living in this lifetime. Okay? So that is what they wanted me to come on and talk about this. And this might seem like it's a little bit deep, but you guys, I'm not going to apologize anymore for what is brought to me from the divine, because I am here to bring this. I am here to be a trendsetter. It has taken me, and I feel really emotional as I start to bring this forward, but I am here to make a change. I am a truth speaker, a truth seeker. And I'm here for this purpose. And if people don't want to listen to me, that's okay. I'll have a few followers, and those people that need to hear this message are going to hear it, because that is the intent that I put out on this. And as people come into this realization of their own greatness, and releasing the egotistical part of their greatness, realizing that they are greatness and that they are here, to be able to learn, so that they can help others, and so that they can help other galaxies and other universes, is what I am being told. And we have been here learning how to do this so that we can move on and help other places, and like they just said, galaxies and universes that are really in need of a lot of these teachings. So we are here to master this. We are here to master this. And we have many masters that walk amongst us, you know, and we don't even realize they're masters. And sometimes they don't realize they're masters because they are just here and they are just our divine being, and their presence is felt by many that cross their paths, but they don't know they're a master. And these are the beings that have suffered greatly. They have suffered within many, many lifetimes because they are here to learn. They are here to learn all aspects, all sides. Okay? And to remain humble within their wholeness and their greatness. They know that love is the greatness. They know that everything comes from within. They know that nothing around them can affect them unless they allow it to come in. And they said that here. Where is that? They said that. Where is it? Right here. The space is dependent upon you and your belief of the effectiveness that you allow others' energy to hold over you. It is not for the world to make space for you, but for you to make space for the world. This may be a difficult concept to embrace as you have been practicing the act of letting go. We are now bringing to you the concept of allowing without being affected. And we talk about how we lose our vibration. Oh, this person upset me and they pulled my vibration down. And I've talked about this before, how nobody can pull your vibration down unless you allow them to. It is the belief that we are not sitting at a high enough vibration to connect that holds us back from connecting. Okay? It is a belief. And we always talk about, you know, mind over matter, or get out of your head and into your heart. And that is basically what it is working together within these energies to be able to allow flow. Being able to grasp that concept that everything that is around you doesn't have to take away your peace, which is why people can be in a war zone and still be peaceful and still be connected to the divine in a great way. Indashala kihala mahai, kikana maha, sasan kina mahai, awani ha nina hai, sisasan kina, sasan ina maha, sasan inamai, ikana maha. I'm sending so much love to you. And I thank you for being here, and I thank you for listening, because I know if you are listening to this, you have been on a very long soul's journey. And I want to say to you, thank you for all that you have contributed to the whole. You have been an integral part of everything that is happening here, and you will continue to be. And for that, I thank you. The divine thanks you, and we are honored to have you here. Ina maha sasan kikina mahai isha ishna manaha ishna kinama. Love and blessings.